we are not in a position to fight against India. And he said this to a bunch of Pakistani journalists, and there is so much more that happens. You try to simulate a real war scenario, and all that costs a lot of money. Pakistan doesn't have money. Pakistan has said nothing doing, no more exercises for their armed forces. Every attempt is being made to stifle the voice of Imran Khan, and they say that there are more than 100 FIRs against Imran Khan. He'll get caught on something or the other. And Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the CHANAKYA Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, you know what's happening in Pakistan. You know there are elections which are supposed to take place on the 8th of February. Half of Pakistan believes that the elections will not happen, and half of Pakistan believes that even before the elections have happened, Nawaz Sharif is already appointed by the army chief. He's been appointed as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. I have never seen elections except in, South American banana republics or some places in Africa. I have never seen elections with such low credibility in the eyes of the voter. But here comes news. In the Kakar government, which was a temporary structure, a 90-day structure for conduct of elections, and that is how, a caretaker government in Pakistan is defined. They come for exactly 3 months, 90 days, and their job is to get the elections done and then they leave. But he overstayed his welcome, obviously. Anwaarul Haq Kakar has stayed for far more than 90 days. I think it's almost double that time. I can't be sure of the dates though. But he has one achievement to his credit, that no government in such a short span of time has taken these many loans. He's taken 4 trillion Pakistani rupees as loans for his government. 4 trillion Pakistani rupees, ladies and gentlemen. So friends, today we're going to discuss the Pakistani elections, of course, but we're also going to discuss, the amount of loans that Pakistan has taken. This country has taken so much money from other people. It's so much under debt that it's difficult to understand how it plans to pay back. Pakistanis have absolutely no context in this entire thing, and they have no idea absolutely how they're going to repay this money that they've taken from everybody, and that includes the Saudis, it includes the Chinese, it includes the Emiratis, people from the UAE, it includes the Americans, the people from the European Union countries. This also includes the Asian Development Bank, the IMF, the World Bank. I don't think there is any global financial body left that has not given Pakistan money. Pakistan has taken money from everybody, and it amounts to roughly 125 to 130 billion in all. Now, Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves are at around $8 billion, and 90% of them are again, it's again money that, let's say, Saudi Arabia says we'll put $3 billion. You're not supposed to spend it. You can't spend that money, but you can show that you have reserves. This is that kind of wealth. This is that kind of money. This is not something that the Pakistanis have earned by the sweat of their brow. No, not at all. Pakistanis have simply spent money that they did not have. They have borrowed money with no idea how they would return that money. And this has continued so far that this year and for the next 11 months, by the way, it's not even 1 year, in less than 11 months, Pakistan has to repay $27 billion to sundry creditors. I don't know how Pakistan will do that. Forget about how Pakistan will do that. I'm not even sure whether Pakistan has the intent of paying back this money. There is no point in saying, hey, where are you going to get this money from to pay back? You're in such deep trouble. The problem is Pakistan does not intend paying back the money. They just rolled over a few $1 billion from the Chinese again. So it's a rolling over of credit, number one. Getting oil on deferred payments, number two. And when the deferred payment date comes, then they defer it again and again and again. That's how Pakistan is surviving. And it's good. It's good that India has insulated itself from the Pakistani market. You know how India abrogated Article 370 and 35A, and it was Imran Khan that said, no trade with India. That was what Imran Khan said, no trade with India, till the time India takes back Article 370 and 35A. Now, he did that, and we are glad that he did, because there was almost no trade with Pakistan. There is nothing that Pakistan can give us. There is this rumor in Pakistan. That Pakistan, Indians eat salt because Pakistanis produce salt and they send it to India. India produces more salt than Pakistan. Gujarat produces possibly more salt than Pakistan. But, these are some of the urban legends that are going around in Pakistan, and Pakistanis, they will always quote these quote-unquote Pakistani facts. Anyway, now, as I discussed, $27+ billion they have to return this year without any idea how they'll do it or even the intent of returning it. Ladies and gentlemen, recently, as recent as 1.5 years back or 2 years back, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, former army chief, and when he was the chief, when he was the incumbent, he said that we are not in a position to fight against India. And he said this to a bunch of Pakistani journalists, and then Hamid Mir comes out and gives this grand interview saying that this is what the army chief said. And they said, army chief said, you can't fight against India simply because you have no money. Your tanks are getting rusted. Your vehicles do not have fuel. You do not have diesel to put in the tanks. You will not have enough fuel to reach the border. You don't have any money. This is what Qamar Javed Bajwa admitted in front of Pakistani journalists, and it's now come out. You can see this. You can see this headline. It's covered by an Indian newspaper. But, it's attributed to Qamar Javed Bajwa. Also, last year, Pakistan cancelled its annual exercise, army exercise, because, when the Air Force moves, the Navy moves, the Army moves, tri-services, they move. There is a massive movement of manpower and weapons, and there is firing of weapons, and there is so much more that happens. You try to simulate a real war scenario, and all that costs a lot of money. Pakistan doesn't have money. Pakistan has said nothing doing, no more exercises for their armed forces. So here is where we stand with Pakistan. Now, coming back to the politics that's happening in Pakistan, every attempt is being made to stifle the voice of Imran Khan. So he's not allowed to give any speeches. Well, he's in jail, and he can't hold rallies because he's in jail. And one after the other, whether it's the Tosha Khana case, he's been found guilty. He's serving currently a prison sentence, or whether it's his marriage with his wife, which violates the iddat laws. There is a gap between, when a woman is separated from a man, before she can marry, there needs to be some gap. There's an Islamic law which covers this entire thing. It's called iddat. So they violated the iddat protocol, and therefore he's in jail, and also for waving that cipher. So he's in jail for cipher. And they say that there are more than 100 FIRs against Imran Khan. He'll get caught on something or the other, and he'll be slammed, and he's not going to make it. The army chief will ensure that he's not going to make it, and they're saying that Nawaz Sharif will come back. But more than this, what worries me are two things in Pakistan. First of all, the cycle of violence in Pakistan during elections is really bad. Only today somebody threw a grenade on the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf office, and no other political party is being targeted. And, I'm sure there are many more, but I'm personally aware, after reading Pakistani newspapers, that there have been more than half a dozen attacks on Pakistani offices and their top leaders, People physically assaulting their leaders. So this is the level of politics in Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen. Grenade attack on the offices, bomb attack, suicide attack. I don't know what all has happened. I'm not even following it that much because it is so frequent. Attack on the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is so frequent that there is no point in coming to you again and again and saying, hey, this guy has been attacked and that guy has been killed. There is no point in telling you all this because it's happening with sickening regularity. And the other thing that, in Pakistan elections is that there was a report by France 24. The lack of women participation in Pakistani elections. Here we have news that India, on the other hand, has sent 3 women officers to Saudi Arabia. And there is going to be this massive display of weapon systems from all over the world, from India, from the United States, from the rest of the world. And India has sent 3 women officers there. Amongst them, a colonel from the army, a squadron leader from the Air Force, and another officer, from the Navy, and all 3 women officers are going to go there. They're going to make India proud. But look at what Pakistan is doing. They're saying women can't vote. Though constitutionally they can, but the village elders and everybody else is saying that you're a woman, you belong in the kitchen. And there are people who are saying that, who will look after the kids if she goes and votes? Who's going to look after the kitchen if she goes and votes? So Pakistanis, many of them, they're not speaking out against this, which is a matter of shame, I understand that some people may be having this kind of attitude. It's not okay, but it's prevalent, and one must speak out against it. One must call it out. But in Pakistan, they're used to such kind of behavior, and they actually welcome it. They're saying that, okay, this is Islamic law and women need to be in the kitchen. So that's all I have for you today. And now for the question and answers, ladies and gentlemen. The first question is from Dave. He's saying, sir, thank you for your daily insights. I have a question based on the fact that China appears to be trying to encircle and isolate India using its BRI activities with India's neighbors. My understanding is India so far has taken countermeasures to prevent this new economic corridor and potentially blocking the Malacca Strait. No, we haven't blocked the Malacca Strait, my dear. What do you think India could or should do to take a more aggressive approach? It's not only India. The world is sick and tired of China. The entire world has taken up arms against China. This India, Middle East, European economic corridor, or the North-South economic corridor, all that are steps to counter China. Steps to counter the BRI, and India is already part of two massive economic corridors. We are giving the world an alternative. The second question is from Dhruva Jyoti Deka. He says, sir, I am from the state of Assam. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Dhruva ji. Our country and our people donating money to every neighborhood country like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, etc. In return, we are getting some trouble from them due to China's influence. So lending our money does really improving our country's security. As we can see, China continue to influence them to do something against our country. Thank you, Jai Bir Lachit. Jai Bir Lachit. See, it's always going to be a game of give and take, and always going to be a game of diplomacy. So, yes, we give money. Yes, we help out with projects. Yes, we do so much for neighboring countries, and so does China. Sometimes they have the upper hand. Sometimes we have the upper hand. So there are no absolutes in this. This is foreign policy. These are foreign affairs. And, never is anything 100%. So I don't think we should think that, people are against us. Look at the government of Bangladesh. Yes, there are people inside Bangladesh. You mentioned Bangladesh. There are people inside Bangladesh who are saying, no, we don't like India. But the government is solidly pro-Indian. Similarly, Nepal. Similarly, Sri Lanka. In fact, Sri Lanka sent back a Chinese ship. It was supposed to dock at Sri Lanka, thinking that it's a spy ship. And on India's request, Sri Lanka said, no, we won't welcome you. So it's not like that. You need to find middle ground, find common ground, and get along with your neighbors and counter influence of China. Everything has to be done in tandem. There are no absolutes here. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.